Reporting in from Sector 11, I'm Devin.
I'm Randi.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Alyssa.
And you are listening to the Goddamn Cassette. I have some of my best friends on the podcast with me today, and yeah, well, no, of course. Listen, you got cocky with it. Yes, of course.
I needed to be put in my place.
No, we have the wonderful Randi, my good friend Zach, and my lovely wife Alyssamarie on the podcast for the very first time today. Woo!
My wife.
So, with any first-time guest on this podcast, I have 3 questions that I ask everybody, and these are probably the hardest questions you'll have to answer on this podcast. But we'll go in order of introductions. What are your top 3 favorite Coheed songs? What is your favorite Coheed album? And how did you get into Coheed and Cambria?
Oh my god. These really are hard questions. My 3 favorite songs. I wish I had listened to the episode from the other podcast we had done, because I don't remember what I said in that one. Favor House, Domino, and The Suffering. I think the first 3 that come to mind.
All pretty killer choices. I can just understand those.
Yeah. What was the second question, Dev?
Your favorite Coheed album?
Afterman. Both sides. Ascension, Descension. I can't choose. They go together. It's the same story. I think that was my answer the last time. Yeah. I can't choose. They all blend together. And then what got me into Coheed, well, I listened to The Suffering in high school, not knowing that it was Coheed, and I was obsessed with it. And then someone reintroduced me to them back in 2016, and kind of kickstarted me into the fandom and went through that whole route.
All right, so Crossing the Frame is always my number 1 Coheed song. Always will be, always has been. But the other 2 always change. They always go around, they flip around, they, swap in and out. Recently I haven't been listening to too much Coheed because I've been getting ready for other shows and stuff. But one song is probably going to be Century, just because Century is such a killer song. I always have to give love to Afterman, because it seems like these days the Afterman albums don't get as much love as I think they should. And then for a third one, I'll toss out there something from, I'm gonna throw out something from Year of the Black Rainbow, just because I'm manifesting a Year of the Black Rainbow Neverender. Even though it's not in my top 5 Coheed albums, I still want it to happen. I'll say Made Out of Nothing. That'll be a third for the list, because I love that song and I want a Year of the Black Rainbow Neverender. All right, favorite album was gonna be Good Apollo 1. It's been Good Apollo 1, just because I got into Coheed, I think just after In Keeping Secrets came out. So I wasn't there for that initial, new album, coming out, this is going to be my jump-in point. It was already out for, maybe a month or 2, I forget. It was whenever the video for Blood Red Summer, so it was right after the video for Blood Red Summer came out, because I saw it drop on Fuse, of all TV networks, and I was like, oh, this video is cool, and this song bangs. So that's what got me into Coheed. But I'll get more into that, because that's your next question, I know. So by the time I was already jazzed up, Good Apollo came out, and I was going, I kind of had a rougher time growing up, and had a darker frame of mind in terms of things I was into. So Good Apollo 1 having a darker tone to it really kind of connected with me and resonated with me. So that's kind of what ended up becoming my favorite album, and then it stayed with me to this day. Friggin' 21 years later, that Good Apollo has been my favorite album. And then again, what got me into Coheed was catching that video of Blood Red Summer not too long after it came out, and just diving in from there. And I went out and I had my mom buy me the In Keeping CD and the Second Stage CDs, just because I think it was at a Barnes and Noble too. Like it was a Barnes and Noble CD section where I got them, and just Second Stage at the time didn't do it too much for me, just because it was a bit raw for what I was into at the time. But In Keeping, just how polished it was and how proggy and all over the place it was, I loved it, and it just paved the way for me to really get more into Coheed, and then Good Apollo just solidified it.
And then 20 years later, did you expect that you would be on a cruise for that Good Apollo record?
No. God, no. I'm so thankful that it was my first Coheed cruise, too, because I was supposed to be on the first one, and then I wanted to go on the second, but just life got in the way, so I couldn't. So everything kind of just lined up, and two of our other very good friends told me you were going, and I was just like, okay, I guess I'm going. And I didn't have a choice in the matter, but yeah, yes. I'm so happy I did too.
So, I definitely knew that I was going to ask this question, and wrote down like a bajillion song titles, but I think that I'm going to just go with ones that I have tattoos of, because that feels fair. So, 2113, Blood Red Summer, and see, I wouldn't say Gutter is one of my top 3, honestly, even though I do have the tattoo. So probably Gravity's Union. And previously, whenever I've done episodes, I've said Good Apollo, but I think I'm going more In Keeping. I don't know. I was just thinking about it before the episode, and yeah, so I'm gonna switch it up and say that's my favorite right now.
Oh, okay.
And how'd I get into Coheed? Well, Devin and I were dating in middle school, and my chem broke up, and he needed a new band. No.
So Aftermath was just coming out. No.
And he started listening to Coheed, but we have like, I tend to listen to heavier music, like, and I did back then too, and so what he was showing me of Coheed at first was all the lighter songs, and I was like, oh, this isn't really like my vibe, and then I like went and listened to Coheed, and I was like, oh, bro, you didn't tell me about this. But yeah, so Devin, so I guess, what was that game called? Guitar Hero by proxy?
Rock Band.
Hell yeah.
Rock Band, since that's how Devin found him. No.
Well, that's cool. Awesome. I put you on. That's what's up.
It's so funny. Like, The Suffering hasn't made it into my top 3 songs in so long, but to go into the tattoo thing, like, I have, my only Coheed tattoo is a Suffering tattoo.
See, like, I have a phone with Call Your Mother, which, like, is just great, because my mom is always like, call me, bitch, like, call me.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just so good. And it was on my graduation cap, too, right?
Yeah, Show Me What the World Is
Yeah.
All About.
So, like, I do love that song. Okay, so it's in the top 3, but there's 4. It's fine.
Listen, when you've got a whole discography of bangers, it's just really hard to choose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I just gave Devin a really good podcast episode idea.
Whoa,
so
don't spoil it.
I'm not going to. I'm just giving a little teaser.
No spoilers!
Well, for today, we will be recapping the third SS Neverender. SS Neverender, Good Apollo. We're boating to Cozumel 2025. But first, we are going to briefly talk about the unofficial pre-cruise party, which we all attended. And this is our very first live show, and we were so lucky to share it with our friends at Ink and Art Collective Colorado. Super special shout out to Danny, who did our logo. My lovely wife here helped set up the booth, and we were right next to One Among the Crafts, who had some really awesome merch for sale. And Randy also helped with the booth when I was running around doing stuff and shared the good word of Josh Eppard's DSC. And then, you know, we were treated to just an awesome night of music to really kick that whole week off. But you can listen to the entire live podcast if you go back to our episode 20 release, December of 2025. We were able to record the whole thing. It might not be the best audio quality, but if you wanted to experience some of that yourself, bring a little bit of Miami to your ears, you can go do so after you listen to this. But from there, we had Flames of Durga and Keonashi give us some great acoustic jams before the Neverenders took the stage, and they were joined by Shabooty drummer Nate Kelly, which was a phenomenal once-in-a-lifetime experience. Emo Social then played tunes the rest of the night, and Magic 13 was truly the perfect venue for this. It was a really great way to get everyone together right before the cruise.
Magic 13 was such a cool venue, too. Like, it's a nice bar, and the outside area was super cool. The stage setup was actually pretty nice.
Yeah, and there was a mosh pit, too. See, that's the thing about the Children of the Fence. They will mosh to the tribute band harder than other bands, like, full shows.
I think I've heard of more injuries on the cruise during the Neverenders than during Coheed.
People were climbing walls.
I love it.
I love it. Crazier things.
People were being dumb.
Like, people thought they were Eddie Vedder in 1991, just climbing to the tops of stages.
Oh my god!
Like,
standing on the bar above the pool deck. What are you doing? No. Yeah. So dangerous.
I did not see
crazy. That. The midnight show for the Neverenders that they did on the upper, what was it, deck 13 next to the bar.
Yeah.
No, people were climbing like the acrylic glass thing that was like next to the Neverenders. They were climbing up on the pool bar that like lined that deck. I was like, oh my god, Sean, people are gonna die.
Just wanted to say a really special thank you to everyone who came out and supported that evening, and thank you to everyone here on this podcast right now for coming and supporting me, and it really means a lot for me to have you guys in my life. So this is like really special to also like talk about this and share this with you too.
I wasn't supposed to be there. Like, original plans for the cruise, I was coming in Saturday morning, so it really was like a perfect mix of things that I ended up being able to go and be a part of it. And I'm really, really glad that like things shifted the way they did for me and that I could be there. So it was sick.
That was great.
Yeah, it was a super dope time. I'm glad I went too, because I was on the fence about going at first. I was like, I think I might just hang out and relax. And then our other friend who was supposed to be here today, who I was rooming with the night before the cruise, he was just like, we're going. And I was just like, okay. Literally bought my ticket day of, and we went.
Yeah.
And
it was great.
Honestly, it was a great experience. Not only just because of the hangings, but like just meeting people and seeing people and getting to hang out with the guys and seeing Devin do his thing for both the podcast and hanging out and, peddling some merch and doing what he wanted to do. It was pretty awesome to be there.
Speaking of that, a huge shout out to Cypress, who made our giveaways for that event. Those leather keychains are phenomenal. They aged super well. Like, they came out so sick, and it was really cool to see the whole process and share that with everybody. And I wish I had more to give away, but as we will probably talk about, the cruise is giveaway city on water.
Yeah. I have to say, like, when I was working the table for you while you were doing your thing, Devin, like, so many people were like, this is for free? And I was like, yes. All of these things are for you. Please take them. And they were like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, please take them.
Take them all. Take some. Give them to your friends.
Yes. So super, super dope that Cypress helped put that together and that you guys did that for everybody and for the fandom. It's hella dope.
Yeah. And
starting a mosh pit while Neverenders were going to was so fun. And it's not often that I feel like I get Devin to, because I don't either myself go into the mosh pit often, so getting Devin and me and a few of our other closest buddies in the pit to just rock out is always an experience. It's almost up there with my favorite experience with Devin, where we crowd surfed him at his wedding.
Well, last thing before we move out of the pre-cruise party, I do have to also give an extra special shout out to Evan, who really put the whole thing together. And honestly, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but the Neverenders were while Coheed may have been the soul of the ship, I feel like at certain parts the Neverenders were kind of the heart of bringing the fandom together, especially on those late nights. Yeah, maybe we don't climb the cruise ship, but we certainly can rock on it.
Yes.
I mean, we can climb it. People have shown
Zach,
that we can climb it.
No, Zach. Stop.
All the chaos, all the time.
No.
But it really was wild that so much happened even before we stepped onto the boat. But before we reminisce on sailing the shores of compassion, let's talk about this motherfrickin' lineup.
Dude.
Okay, so I'm going to read the bands that were on there. So, of course, we have Coheed and Cambria. We had Thursday, LS Dunes, The Deer Hunter, Hail the Sun, Foxing, Illuminati Hotties, Meet Me at the Altar, Sweet Pill, The Fall of Troy, Puddle's Pity Party, Joey Eppard, Pool Kids, Twitching Tongues, Galactic Empire, Ko Nashi, The Callistow Boys, Soft Cult, Code 7, Flames of Durga, The Killing Floors, Emo Social, and of course, The Neverenders. Damn!
Damn! What a lineup.
Aside from Coheed, what was the band that you were most excited to see?
It's... So, like, original lineup announcement, Joey. I love Joey. I catch every single one of Joey's sets. I wish that I could catch him in New York. It's just such a unique experience catching a Joey Eppard show. But later announcements, Durga. We got to catch Durga at this like hole in the wall bar in Vegas during when we were young, and they put on a killer show. It actually, the night that we caught them was the same night that Josh and Tammy came in, Blaze and his wife came in, so we all like got to kind of like experience them for the first time together. It was a super cool experience. So I was really excited when they got announced to be on the boat. Their shows were incredible. I have so many videos of just like people crowd surfing and just fucking rocking out to Durga. It's such a blast.
For me, it was Joey. Like, I love Joey. Most of the times that 3 has played, I've been able to catch them in recent memory, just because I live in the area where they are, and catching 3 has been super easy. And seeing Joey even do solo Joey stuff, and then pulling out some like the deep cuts or some of the bigger hits of 3 is always great. And honestly, he always puts on such a great show, even when it's by himself. And then catching him at the one show that he did, I forget it was where Emo Social was performing. I think it was Bliss or whatever it was called. And Josh came out for a few songs, and they played like half a set together or something like that, and it was super cool. So yeah, Joey was definitely the one I was most excited to see.
Yeah.
What's your answer gonna be? Because I don't want to pick the same one.
It's okay if we pick
No,
the
you
same
pick
one.
first.
Okay.
You're allowed to have the same opinion, God.
So
Yeah, but I can't pick between 2, so maybe he'll pick the other one.
I'm not gonna pick the other one.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do this. I'm gonna guess which 2 you were stuck between.
You know which.
Yeah, Hail the Sun and Kanashi.
Yeah.
And which band
So
was it
Devin's
for
gonna
me?
say Hail, you're gonna say Cow,
LS
and there we
Dunes.
go.
Or Thursday.
It was Thursday. Thursday is a band. Yo, listeners. Thursday is a band I've been trying to see for like a decade. We've been at the Thursday show and have not seen Thursday. We had to leave early. That's a different story for a different podcast. But
or like that time you were supposed to see My Chemical Romance, and your dad called me and was like, "Hey, do you want to take Devin's spot and see My Chemical Romance on Thursday?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there."
Yeah. So
Wow.
Anyway.
He's mad about that one still.
Anyway, I finally get to see Thursday on the boat, and in my head, I was like, something's gonna come up.
The whole time.
Something's gonna come up because Thursday's on the boat. I'm for some reason I'm gonna like begin to take a step onto the boat, and they're gonna be like, "Nah, turn it around." But
or
no,
like they weren't gonna get on the
or
boat,
like they something,
something.
and it was like then Ellis Dunes kind of falls
Thursday was
apart.
the boat.
But no, Thursday played the boat, and I made it a point to catch all 3 Thursday shows. It's like I have to make up for lost time. But with that being said, we're gonna go day by day through the boat. We're gonna talk about some of the things we saw, and then we'll do like an overall recap because Randy, Alyssa, and I have been on all the cruises so far, but this was Zach's first, as he mentioned earlier. So
You expect me to remember what I did every single day?
no,
Yes.
but hopefully
They changed the schedule like 45 times.
They did.
Oh, golly.
including on the ship when they changed our port day.
And we literally got to Mexico a day early, and they're like, "Well, I guess we're in Mexico a day early. Figure it the hell out."
Okay, so you know what? Let's just rip that Band-Aid off. Dang. So yeah, the whole cruise schedule was changed. Like all the shirts are wrong, but you know what? I think it kind of worked.
Are wrong.
Devin's really upset about the shirts.
The merch is all incorrect. No, but I think it worked out better because it gave us 2 days a break and then 2 days. And break, I say with air quotes because we were going to Block Island. So we started out by going to the terminal and meeting up with all of our friends. It was the same terminal as the last cruise, so Alyssa and I were pretty familiar with everything. We were some of the first people onto the boat. Definitely recommend if you are a little anxious and want to, just get on the boat and get settled. The priority booking, I think, was worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, we had to wave at you from the window. We were like,
listen. Next time we'll just take y'all with us.
Just sneak me in your suitcase. I'm small enough.
Listen,
all 6'5", 250 of me.
The people at the terminal, though, like, there was so much, for this not being the first time we'd been there was so much confusion happening on the other side of the non-priority people.
Yeah, it's like they almost knew not how to handle it.
Mess. It was a mess. They ended up figuring it out, but there was a lot of yelling. It was not...
Yeah, there was
the port
some
really
memes
messed
this
up.
year.
Yeah. The port had some feelings about all of us.
There we go.
Luckily, when we got on the boat, though, it seemed like it was pretty smooth sailing with everyone. And
yes.
We did have a really nice sail-away toast, and, I mean, Dunes took the stage right after. I mean, you can't complain about that.
Well, we only tossed a couple people off to sea.
But, shout out to everyone who brought food and water, and especially lemonade. Shout out to the cruise lemonade. The Dunes absolutely crushed it, and, AG may have tossed Sean and I the mic and might have screamed a little too much and, blew my voice out a little bit, but it's totally fine. After that, we joined the multi-deck cruise merch line.
That I was at the front of.
You were.
I've never seen anything go multi-deck on a cruise before. Like 3 decks worth of people. A cruise that
had pre-sale merch.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I kept going back down to the line to just be like, "Hey, everybody."
Yeah, I broke off early because the person that I met at the pre-show party wanted to go get in line for merch, so I went with her to get in line for merch, and we just rocked out. And then I watched as literally everyone I knew and didn't know just kept coming on, joining the line, and I had no idea how long it was because I was like 10 people back from the front of the line, and I got up once to use the bathroom. I was like, let me go see who else is in line, and then I got back to where the casino was, and I was just like, oh, this shit is deep.
Yeah.
I have to say, I don't think that them moving it helped.
No.
I don't know how you guys feel about it, since this was... Zach, I know you didn't do the other 2, but, I feel like the place that it was on the previous 2 cruises was better, because at least the line went through the pool deck. So, you weren't missing out on what was happening on the pool deck, being in a 4-hour line.
Yeah. I think... Okay, so, there was that merch pre-sale, but most of the stuff sold out. But it was kind of for me, it was oh, you know what, if I get in and stuff is sold out, whatever, I already got some stuff during the pre-sale. But... yeah, moving it to a smaller room and having the same amount of people on board, it it didn't go as fast. And then when you were in there, it was really, really toasty. It was very, very warm, and it was like I just want to like get my stuff and get out.
And at first they didn't cap the room, so just people were mobbing in.
All right, we'll quickly run through some of the things they had, but they had a neck pillow, they had totes, long sleeves, stickers, keychains, a button down, a towel, a set of cups that were sold each day at the bars that was not in the merch room. That was like a almost like
that they did not announce until the first day.
Yeah, so you had to wake up early and then go get one of these cups. They were color changing. They are very cool. They had hats, they had koozies, a flag, luggage tags, a lineup poster, and a ton more. They had branded poker chips in the casino as well. They've done that the other two cruises as well. They're just the $5 poker chips.
Honestly, my favorite thing, but like the shorts that they had in the merch store were super dope. I wear them almost every day.
Yeah, they had lanyards and laminates that were separate from the lanyards and laminates that they gave to first, second, and third year cruisers. So they had some keychains there that were pretty cool. I think the coolest piece of clothing that they had was actually something that Alyssa got. It was really expensive for a long sleeve, but it's like the nicest.
It's the
long
only
sleeve.
thing I got, right? And
yeah.
I got a
Was it the Spirit jersey?
Yeah. Is it the like acid wash with the words on the back? Yeah, is that what they're called? Yeah, that's what I got.
It's a Spirit jersey,
so
dude.
nice.
I saw that is one thing that I wish I had gone to the merch store for because those are sick.
I love it. I do wear it pretty often, and like it's nice and like heavy duty. I'm like, okay, I like quality items over quantity,
Yes, especially that tote bag was such a mess.
Bro, what
all
the
over the
hell?
place.
Yours fell apart before even like the next day, didn't it?
Yeah, you can't put anything in them.
No.
Okay, so as someone who sews, they're stitched wrong. A tote bag like that should have like 2 or 3 inches of the handle inside, and then it should have like a box stitch that actually like gives it support and weight, and they literally had like this much string holding that together for a bag that's literally like 3x4.
It couldn't even hold
enough.
like our beach stuff. Like it was insane.
No, it broke. I was carrying it around Cozumel like this.
Yeah, she was.
I was bear hugging it. It was the only option I had.
I will say though, the idea of the bag in theory is really good because they did it last time. They had the bags up front, so you get your bag, and then all of a sudden you're filling it with your merch, and then you get to check out, and you're like, "Here's my bag." Also, the bag costs money. Like they got you there. They got you with the psychology of selling.
I will give the onboard like merch crew credit. They heard what was going on with the tote bags, and they pulled some of the stock to the back for anybody whose bag broke on board and wanted to go exchange it. So I was able to exchange it. I haven't used the new one they gave me yet because I want to fix the stitching before I do. But they were great. They were like, "Oh, we heard what was happening to a few people. We pulled a couple off to the side so they didn't sell out," and like immediately exchanged it for me. So major props to the 6-man crew and merch department for like being on top of it. Even though it was like not them, like it's not their responsibility at the end of the day, but they were fantastic.
So ours, luckily, ours, I was just put everything that we got from the boat, I was just putting in this bag.
Mm-hmm.
And on our way out, it broke. So I emailed the Coheed customer support because that was an item that they had on the pre-sale, and I was like, "Hey, is there anything you can do?" And they said, "Unfortunately, we don't really do with live events because that's out of their merch store. It's not out of their merch store, so there's nothing they can really do." But they did offer a coupon code for, I think it was like a couple bucks or some percentage off. So they did try to make things right, knowing that there was a problem with one of the items. But for our free gifts, I think the free gifts surpassed what was available in the merch store. The metal water bottle alone was one of the coolest things they've ever had on these cruises. They had the keywork pin, of course. We got a pin every year. And then we had a poster that was designed by yours truly. So
shut up, Devin! You did that?
I didn't know you designed the map.
I didn't. Whoa. Okay. I just did like helped with the layout of it. I did not draw that.
Uh,
that was not me.
I was
I
So-
didn't drew it, but you helped design it.
That's so cool.
no, I'm not that talented.
lost-
Zach left.
You lied to Zach. He quit.
Zach's like, Devin's a liar.
Zach said, Devin's a liar. I'm out of here.
I'm tired of being lied to, Grandpa.
No, I just helped with the layout of the poster, and then an actual artist did the work. So a little biased. I thought that was pretty cool. And then
I'm sorry. Wait, Devin, you just said Devin, you are an actual artist. You're just in the digital medias. So don't
He's
put yourself
an
down.
artiste.
You make
There's a
some of the
difference.
coolest graphics I've ever seen. So we're not putting Devin down
gosh,
here.
thank you. So that brings me to probably my overall point about the merch. As cool as like the official stuff was, the coolest stuff came from the fans, in my opinion.
I made so much shit.
I use this every day. It sits on my desk.
Yeah, I still wear the French bracelet that was given to me. Yeah, I wear it every day. But honestly, my favorite thing, someone had like cutouts of wood that were wood burned, and they drew like keyworks and drew on them and stuff, and they were really cool.
Overall, I mean, I was really impressed with the variety of offerings, and some of the things were a little expensive, but like you said, the quality of it is holding up for some of the more
I
expensive
keep
items.
hoping they'll make a nice fanny pack like the first one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
I did
just-
like that like canvas like crossbody bag that was in
I
the
got
merch
that
pre-order.
one.
I did end up. Yeah, I love it. I use it all the time. It's like one of my everyday bags.
I do too.
But
I
that
guess they
fanny
kinda
pack was
made-
so durable.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
love that
this
fanny
one.
pack.
I feel is not as durable as like that original from the first cruise. Like I feel like I could go through a wind tunnel. I don't know, something crazy. Like I would
Through
comfortably
the
wear that
Kyonashi mosh
in a
pit
pit.
where you
Yeah.
broke your ankle.
Yeah, there we go. But like the newer one, I wouldn't wear that in a pit. You know, like that's gonna
No.
get ripped off me.
Yeah.
And then other bands had merch too, like Kyonashi had special cruise exclusive merch.
Yeah, I was so surprised when they let Callous Cowboys get away with like the knockoff
they do that
designs,
for
kind of that were all like
everything.
Coheed theme.
They're fucking hilarious, dude.
They had the one
Yeah.
shirt with the dog on it.
Yeah.
I
So-
made some cool merch though. We handed out a lot of fun
We
things.
did, yeah.
I know
Yes.
a lot of people made a lot of things too.
Jordan made these like light switch plates that were
Oh.
like from the actual comics. He like made them with. I have a couple of them. Oh my god, they're the coolest thing. I think I got on board.
So I was gonna say my favorite thing wasn't anything anyone made. It wasn't merch, but there were people handing out ducks, little like whatever rubber plastic ducks, and people were leaving them in hidden secret places everywhere. I had pockets full of ducks by the end of the cruise, and I couldn't have been happier. I was like, ducky, 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 and just taking them, and then like, would you like a duck to people, and just rock it out. And honestly, just the simplest little joy of like being on a cruise ship and being the one person that was like, duck, give me duckies, I take all duckies.
Oh my god, what was it? I think Ashley made dicks or tits little
Yes.
cutouts, and she was like, "You have to pick." Those were so fun. Every ship, the like fan made merch gets funnier and cooler, and it's just like it's so. There's so much of it that you're like, "What the fuck am I gonna do with all of this?" But it's so cool. You don't want to like pass on anything.
And that's when you get those awesome shadow boxes that people post in the groups. And
Yes.
I'm going to be a little biased here. I think one of the coolest things that the fans made were the postcards that this time had Gotterdam as one of the locations. I was like, oh, that's so sick. But wrapping up the merch talk, after the long line concluded, we enjoyed a night of The Deer Hunter, Flames of Durga, Joey Eppard, Puddle's Pity Party, and one of Foxing's last shows ever.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I think the only, like, I didn't catch any of the sets on the pool deck. I know I caught Galactic Empires a little bit. Kind of got wrapped up in it the first night and just kind of wandered around a lot. Like caught Galactic Empire. I think we caught a little bit of Flames of Durga. We caught a little bit of Foxing, a little bit of Puddles, and then hung out at like Emo Social for a little bit before going and just settling down for the evening, trying to get ready for the next thing, because it was a lot for a first cruise for me. Like, I just had never been on a cruise period before that, so being on a concert cruise, or the Coheed cruise specifically, was just like a lot. There's always something going on, and
it's
I
a
was
lot.
just a little overwhelmed.
Breaks,
it is a lot.
I go back to the room, like, Devin will be out waiting, and I'll, like, you know, I do my own thing. I'll go and sit. I'll go back to the room. I'll find a balcony. Like, every person's cruise is different, and that's what's great about it.
Yeah. It was fun having Sean to hang out with this cruise, because like we very similar in like dealing with situations. So we would just like look at each other and then just leave. We were very
just Irish goodbye.
Yes, we were very much like on the same wavelength of like the environments we wanted to be in and when we would get overstimulated. So we would just like peace out and go literally anywhere else. It was so much fun.
And the fun continues with day 2. Cafe Shawnee to start us off. Always an absolute delight. This was my first time seeing Matt Pinfield in person, and what an icon. Like, years of watching somebody on TV and then having them like right in front of your face, like 5 feet away, was kind of surreal.
Yeah.
And especially after everything he's been through over the last like 2 years, you know, to see him in person was just so cool. We then followed it up with the belly flop competition hosted by Sweet Pill, and then waited for Claudio and Coheed's Q&A. Then we went to maybe the most dangerous set of them all in this household. The Keonashi, Three Faces of Beauty, A Violent Misinterpretation of Morgan Montgomery, and A Second Chance at Forever, The Brilliant Lies from Casey Diamond, plus some Native Cuts show, where Alyssa may have broken her ankle.
I didn't break it. I just injured it.
Listen,
Alyssa.
let me tell you, I need everyone to know what a fucking G Alyssa is when it comes to it. Like, a pit in general, but specifically a KO pit. She, one, was rocking the carrot. Alright? Carrot Nashi was so...
Carrot Nashi.
So awesome. So awesome. Especially because no one knew it was coming. Like, there were hints that a carrot was involved in something, and
Was
none
that
of
the
us
first
knew what
night?
was going on.
That was
Was
the
it the
first
first one?
like
Okay,
full
that's
day.
insane that we did that for the
Yeah,
first
the first
show.
full day. So Alyssa, I'm hanging out on the back wall of the sports court. I've got like Alyssa's bag and my bag, and I think like maybe Devin and Josh's stuff, like whatever. And Alyssa's balls to the wall and out there. And then she comes over to me and she's like, "Do you have any ibuprofen?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she sits down and she's like chugging water, slamming ibuprofen. And then like the next song comes on and Alyssa just like jumps up like nothing has happened.
Okay,
After
so...
she was like, "I think I broke my ankle."
This is the second Coheed involved show.
No, literally, I
I've done
can't
with
see
Alyssa,
fucking go to
where she
Apollo without a
broken her
broken ankle. Like, what the fuck?
Well, you were
So
wearing
what
the wrong
happened
shoes.
was, it was
Well,
just
the
like
first
a
was the Good
little...
Apollo Neverender tour.
Yeah.
Is where you broke your first ankle. And then this.
Yeah. So what happened was, it was literally like, it was fucking Staycations. It wasn't even like a heavy song or anything. And I just literally like got a wave wrong, and like I just have really bad joints. My body hates me, and my ankle literally folded in half. Our friend was standing right next to me, and he was like, "Yo, are you good?" Because he literally watched my ankle like just bend in half. Like nothing happened. Like, and so then I went to the back, and then I tied my shoe really tight, drank all of Randy's ibuprofen, and then they started playing Hindsight, and I think that...
She was gone.
I think that's what they said.
That was the end of it.
Yeah, and I had to go. My
I
duty
had to
called. But yeah, my ankle's still
The dude
fucked up,
next to
so...
me- The dude next to me was like, yo, is she good? I was like, I think she really fucked up her ankle. And he was like, she ran. And I was like, you gotta go, man.
I had to, duty calls. The first night was not how I wanted to start it out, though, because then I had to wear my really tall combat boots the entire time so that I could tie them really tight with a brace inside of it that you gave me, that compression sock. And then our other friend Josh gave me like a little brace that he brought with him, and literally tied my boots so insanely tight, and because it costs $350 to see the doctor on board. Absolutely not.
Why do you think I carry so much first aid shit with me?
Yeah,
I'm going on a I don't know. Oh no, I packed it already. I'm going on a cruise on Saturday, and I have literally like a whole pack of first aid shit I bring with me because it's so expensive to visit the medical center.
It's insane.
Fuck you, just bring my own shit.
I only caught the first like couple songs of KO for that set because I'm not controversial. I'm not the biggest KO fan to begin with. I like all the dudes; they're super cool. But just the music isn't for me. But I wanted to, support, go there, see a couple songs at least. But the sports court is just such an interesting place to see a band perform in general. So like Cal playing the sports court, I was like, all right, let's go see what this is all about. And I don't think the Carrot Pit really started until like, I don't know, a couple songs in anyway. So like I was
because all of the Loraxes were late.
All the Loraxes were late.
Yeah,
so there was only 2 Loraxes and 1 Carrot when there was supposed to be like 40. I just didn't.
That's right.
We're balling on a budget. I was not spending $40 on a Lorax costume, but I had a Carrot.
No, I'm the Lorax.
The Carrot was iconic.
For the cow.
It's funny because if you do go to the SS Neverender website, there's like the group photo, like the sail away photo that Koei took with everybody, and then the only other photo on the website is the Loraxes in the Kaonashi pit.
Yep.
It's like 6 or 7 Loraxes and a Carrot.
There were like 10, 15 Lorax at one point. That shit was crazy. Iconic. I'm not a big KO fan either. They are not my style. They don't do it for me, but just a KO show, a KO pit is worth like hanging out and watching and being a part of. So KO Live, a blast. Their music, not for me, but I love how much my friends love them. So I was like, F it, we're going to the KO show.
And if you want to learn more about Kaonashi, we have an interview on this podcast with the lead vocalist, Peter Rono, a couple episodes back. Definitely recommend you checking that out after you listen to this. We also, speaking of photos, got to take our picture with Coheed and Cambria, and Claudio this day was rocking this like wool neon jacket. He was so bright. It was so cool. But
it was Chandra's.
Oh, okay.
The Grinch-looking sweater. It was like a Grinch color looking sweater.
She was wearing it in the casino the night before. It's the only reason we all. And then Chandra, like we saw Chandra, I think in the casino the night, like that same night as photos, and I think Kim mentioned it to her, and she was like, she was like, oh yeah, Claudio wore my sweater today for photos, so that's fun.
And then the Fall of Troy played an epic show, Hail the Sun, Rock the Pool Deck, and Coheed played their first Neverender of Good Apollo on the boat, plus an encore of the Motherfucking Broken.
That we couldn't see Hale's whole set because of the I wish that it didn't overlap with the Coheed show, but it was a great show.
The Coheed show was so good. I think there was I did the thing where I recorded the whole show. It's on YouTube, COTF Devon on YouTube. But if you listen really closely in the middle of that video, I think you can hear it pretty clearly. I turn to you and I go, "Oh my god." Because they sounded so good. Like, Coheed sounds good always, but I think when they get Welcome Home out of the way first, the energy is just...
It's just such a crazy way to start the show.
Like,
Yeah.
Welcome Home into 10 speed is a generational opening. Like...
Honestly, these days, I wish they would play Welcome Home to start a show, so, like...
That's what I would like. If they could open with Welcome Home and then change up the encore.
Give me a surprise in the
actually
encore.
A surprise, right? I want to know what I'm not like. What am I gonna get?
Give me Domino.
We know you're gonna do an encore. What am I gonna get? Yes, please, fucking give me Domino. Every show, I wouldn't complain.
Well, we got the broken this show.
Yes,
we did.
we got the broken. Yeah, no, that was a transcendent experience. And then immediately from there, I think we went back to the room.
Because I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah. and
understandably so.
Because we had standing, so I was just, it was a little tough.
Yeah. So we went back to the room, and I was like, and we talked for a little bit, and we was like, okay, Thursday's playing right now. Like I can, and you're like, I'm good. Go see Like you need to see Thursday. So I go there, and it was almost like out of a movie. And I know I'm being a little dramatic, but it really was. The sliding glass door opened to the pool deck, and Thursday's playing the one song that I'm like, this is my favorite Thursday song. Like, they started it at that moment, and I was like, oh, that's cool, because I missed the start of their set. So to come into the middle of it being the song that I wanted to hear most, I was like, okay. I don't need to see Thursday any other time this boat. This is cool. But I did. And then from there, we saw Flames of Durga and some COTF karaoke with the Neverenders.
I think I saw someone else while you saw.
No one else was playing.
No.
You might have been seeing.
I don't remember what I did that night.
The inside of your eyelids.
That's the problem with the cruise, is that a lot of it ends up being such a blur.
That's like he's like, we're going to go through day to day. I'm like, what do you mean? It's one day.
Yeah.
One cruise.
Because we had...
all day.
We had show 2.
Yes.
So, I don't remember what... Don't ask me what I did the first... I have no clue. I know I caught Durga, because they were, like, priority for me to see Durga. But outside of that, I couldn't tell you what we were doing.
A moment for Durga... So, seeing them acoustic at the pre-show was, like, awesome. Like, they crush it. Seeing them live, I've never seen the only members of the band that are standing, because Nate's behind the kit, both crowd surf at the same time.
While playing.
Yo.
Singing and playing. I have videos of her just, like, laying on top of everybody, just, like, rocking the fuck out, and I'm like, this is so badass.
I didn't catch that Durga set, I don't think. But
So
the only other 2 experiences I have of, like, band members crowd surfing. One is Andrew McMahon, and he came out onto the crowd in a giant rubber ducky float.
Mm-hmm.
Respect. And the other one is a band that we don't talk about anymore. But the bassist laid on me, and only me, and I held him up in this shitty little venue called Market Hotel in Brooklyn, New York.
Donovan Malero crowd surfs like every show. My first time seeing Hell the Sun, he kicked me in the face.
Never seen Donnie crowd surf. And I've been to a handful of Hale shows.
If anything.
Just don't. But, no. So, that band. But yeah, those are the only... Actually, no, there's one other time where Kirk Travis tried to crowd surf, but instead of crowd surfing, he ragdolled at the edge of the stage. But yeah, those are the only experiences that I've ever had where, like, band members were crowd surfing during their set or adjacent to their set.
When Coheed played at Furnace Fest, Claudio crowd surfed.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that was like I was jaw dropped. I never would have expected that to happen.
No.
So that's cool. And you know what? That means it's possible. We need more No Barricade shows.
Remember when we saw them play at the strip mall up in Albany?
Mm-hmm.
And he held out the double neck, and all of us were friggin' like jamming on the 12 string.
Well, we didn't get to jam on any 12 strings, but we did get to jam at Kuza Beach, an all-inclusive experience where we got to swim to our heart's content have drinks brought to us in the water, and have a taste of the food Mexico had to offer before getting back onto the boat. How did you guys enjoy the Cozumel Beach excursion through Norwegian?
I'm so glad that you guys made me go.
I'm surprised that we didn't end up with 2 people short.
because Sean and Adam were gonna swim to Block Island.
The two,
or they kept drowning each other.
We were supposed to have 2 extra guests on this episode. Adam, who was on our Infinite Arc Tour episode, and Sean, who has not been on an episode before. They were roughhousing in this water like they were brothers for like
teenage boys at the beach all the way. Sean was crawling over the top of everybody, trying to drown people.
He knew not to do that shit to me. That was so much fun.
But no, I didn't plan on doing any excursions. I don't ever do excursions when we go. So I really appreciate that you guys invited me and that that you guys didn't bully me into going, but you were like, no, you need to go.
Sometimes
because it was literally
is important.
So much fun. Yes. And it was literally so much fun just floating and the nice waiter man bringing us our Bahama Mamas and our pina coladas right to the waterway.
That was great.
We also went with our friends Peter and Paulina, and I mean, I think we just had such a great group of people to like, because obviously Coheed is large in part the reason that we met each other and are friends, but to have a friendship that goes beyond just seeing each other at a show or doing an event together is like so special. So to have that time to just like forget about everything else going on in the world and just relax and joke and hang out before getting back to the craziness that was the cruise itself was really cool. So I'm glad that we got to do that together.
It was
it was such a cool experience just to go and hang out in the sand and float in the water and do whatever and just be there in the moment. Because like again, it was another experience where I was just like, okay, and I got talked into it, and honestly, I'm super happy because it was, pretty much all of my closest friends that I've had through a number of years now that I met through Coheed, like Devin and Sean, who was supposed to be on the podcast with us, who were 2
we keep
of
talking
my...
about, like, he's...
he's no longer with us.
He chose not to be here. Fucking Sean.
But literally 2 of my closest friends that I've had, and just everyone else that came, obviously Alyssa, Randi, and like a bunch of other people that were there, was just a super cool time to like have a small break from, the rowdiness and the craziness of the boat, because everyone was running around like mad people and going to shows and doing stuff. So it was cool to have that, that moment to just hang out and relax for a moment, like it was an actual vacation as opposed to like we're rocking and just watching everyone mess around and then try to escape to Block Island was the funniest bit. Was really the funniest bit of the whole thing.
It really was.
Like no one else was involved in this bit except for those 2 that were just like, we're gonna swim to Block Island.
I think it's nice too because like people probably don't know, but like we're all kind of all over the country. Like we don't live near each other, so most times that we get to see each other do involve shows and time schedules and all of this stuff. So it was really nice to like have time away from that and just kind of be people and get to be friends. Because, like you guys have said, you guys are some of the closest friends that I have, even just in the real world. So it's nice to just get to kind of exist with everybody and be goofballs for a little while.
We continued that a little bit after, and we went to the Mexican version of Walmart.
Yeah, that's what our tour guide lady...
It's pretty much that.
Family... she
family.
She told us to go here, and I was really hoping to find like a boot or something, but they did not have that. But they had a lot of snacks, and we got some snacks. We got some Mexican Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, we did.
Some snack mix, which is literally just like all the chips thrown in a bag together.
Sounds about right. Sean went and got himself, because he wanted tequila with a worm in it. And
oh
my god.
I've had a lot of tequila in my life. That was the most disgusting tequila I have ever.
But either way, he wanted this little bottle of tequila because it came with a sombrero and a poncho. and it was some of the most god-awful thing that I've ever tasted in my life. And just all around that day being in port was just super fun. Even though it rained when we were at the beach for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, time to go eat.
It was a blast though. Like it was in that like little shopping center that was right there in the port. So we just like hung out there and fucked around, and even just being in that area. And again, because the company was fun, it was fun to like walk around the little tchotchke shops and see what Mexico had to offer. But yeah, the tequila was horrible. And what an experience. There's a video that exists of Sean and I
did record it.
You did.
I did. I think I recorded it on his phone.
I fucking hate tequila, but this one has a little baby poncho on it. So. Just fucking pound it.
Chug it.
Worm and all.
He's trying so hard not to get the worm.
I drank 12 of these already too much. I'm not chugging this.
You were drinking rum and cokes.
I could drink rum, I can't drink tequila. It's the worst tequila ever. Wait, show me the logo. Show me the logo in the tequila. There we go.
And then it started raining again, and that was pretty much the part where we were like, all right, we're going to wrap it up and head back onto the boat. So we caught some of the deer hunter, and then, Zach, you brought up earlier about hiding ducks. At this moment on the cruise, I hid 6 Evil Inc. comics around the ship. Some of them were even signed. But if you found one, I still haven't found all the people that found the comics. But here's where I left them. 1 in the casino, 1 at Magnum's, 1 on one of the random stairwells, 1 at the art gallery, which was so cool. They had blown up pictures from the original Good Apollo graphic novel and had them in a walkway. That was really cool. 1 at the buffet, and 1 at the atrium. And there was another schedule swap. We were supposed to have the Amory Wars play this night, but they had Stump the Stever switch with that experience. So we went and saw that, and it was hilarious as always. Stever did not win. And then we hit another absolutely insane LS Dune show. This LS Dune show, instead of Tim Payne on bass, a gentleman by the name of Zachary Cooper joined the band.
Super duper scooper.
And Jimmy took place of Frank. So that was just, again, another incredible, unique experience. To see LS Dunes with more Coheed than Thursday was really cool. But Alyssa, what did you do instead of seeing LS Dunes?
I went to go see Kaunashi. It was great. It was inside at Spinnaker. Great show.
Still a funny name.
And then after that, the Neverenders had their open mic night, so everyone was invited to play, and there were sign-ups, and I decided, what the heck, and joined the Neverenders for a rendition of In Keeping Secrets. And I hit the cajon so hard, my fingies were so hurt and swollen that I iced them for the rest of the night. And
it was literally like a purple, like, lumps on the joints. It was so gross. It looked like my ankle.
Listen,
that wasn't even the song that you were supposed to play.
I know.
No.
I know. I was gonna play a shorter song, maybe one of my favorite songs, but they were like, "Hey, we're kind of like low on time. Do you mind playing a song that's double the length and the best Coheed jam ever?" And I don't know. I see Coheed, I'm air drumming, like I'm into it. So to like actually have something physical to like put that energy into, yeah, I was hitting the heck out of that thing.
Across the evening, the
Zach, you got one of the questions from Stump the Stever, and on the elevator ride up to the Neverenders, one of the staff had a cooler with like water bottles or something with a piece of tape that said Stump the Stever on it, and I was like, I'm so sorry, do you mind if I take a picture of this like cooler? Like, this is just funny. And he was like, yeah, do you want the sticker? And I was like, sure. And he took it off the cooler and he like slapped it on my chest. So I put the question that you gave me on the sticker, and then I kept it on my chest. And in the middle of the performance with the Neverenders,
because it was a storm. It was literally storming outside too.
Yeah, it was still bad weather for Mexico. Yeah. The sticker or the piece of duct tape came off, and I thought I was like lost at sea. And Evan the next day was like, "Yo, I have your Stump the Stever tape and question."
Such a G.
I almost kissed him. Like, I was so excited. I was so happy. Because, like, Zach gave me this, and you gave me the question that was the Apollo question. So it was, like, just, like, a really cool thing. It was a gift from my friend. I didn't want to lose it. And yeah, shout out Evan again.
Shout out Evan.
What did I get up to that night? What was around the time of Stump the Stever? Got the schedule. I went and took a peek into Meet Me at the Altar. They put on a pretty decent show. Went from there, and then I think caught a second of Kaonashi, and then...
Yeah, Stump the Stever was good, but it was not as fun as the previous two cruises because Travis couldn't drink. So he was sober for this Stump the Stever. And while still fun, not as fun as when Travis can just be loosey-goosey.
I ran into Travis later after that at Emo Social for a minute, and he was hilarious.
He was, like, irritated at Stump the Stever. He was like, I have to play a show in, like, 15 minutes, so, like, here I am with my water.
Water from the cooler that I got the sticker from.
Yes!
So that takes us into the fourth day, and Adam, who wore his 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, floor tequila shirt, was I was getting breakfast. I was getting breakfast, and he comes up to me, and he's just like, with his coffee, he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I was like, "Not much. Good to see you, dude." And he's like, "Yeah, don't be mad at me." And I was like, "Adam, why am I gonna be mad at you, bro? Like, I'm having the time of my life." He goes, "My picture with Coheed is right now." I almost choked on my food. I was like, "Brother, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, my roommate didn't want to go, so I'm just not gonna go." And I was like, "Hey, it's me, your roommate. Let's go take this picture with Coheed." "What do you mean? Bring your coffee." So we take this picture with Coheed. We get to see our friends Cypress and Shade get married, which was so cool.
I wore my most flowy outfit.
You did. Yeah.
You looked gorgeous.
Oh my god, thank you.
I saw pictures after. Everybody looks so pretty.
Well, why don't we hear from Cypress and Shade right now?
So reflecting on the third cruise, that's such a big ask, which I think with as open-ended as it was, just like talking about the experience. And I know so many other people from the first cruise, specifically getting off of that one, just saying, you know, it's a difficult thing to describe. It very much is a spiritual experience that you have trouble describing to others when you get home. It's kind of like when people go through taking the negative out of trauma. It's like when everyone goes through a collective experience that's otherworldly and that's spiritually significant, and I don't use that term lightly. It's difficult to convey that to the rest of the world. It's almost like there's no words that do it justice. And so I know that a lot of people are probably experiencing the same issue, especially if they were like first timers on the third cruise, really getting that out and being like, you don't get it unless you go there. So I kind of to kind of get around that, I just made bullet points of some moments that really stood out to me. So once actually on the ship, not trying to discount anything surrounding the trip itself, but what set the tone for the trip for me was, you know, you kind of get into a habit after you go on a couple of these trips, or when you go to a couple of concerts where you're like, all right, restroom, merch line, and you kind of have it set in your head how you want things to go. And because merch sold out so quickly on the second cruise, you know, that's what everyone was kind of talking about. You know, you got to get in the merch line, get merch. Everyone wants to be on the front so they can get their picture taken. So, and I'm not a collector anymore because that became kind of emotionally exhausting. So now I just buy things that I like. And we didn't have a huge idea of what would be in merch, except for like that little flash right before where we pre-purchased and had stuff delivered to us. And I kind of based it off of that, but I went ahead and went to the merch line. I was like, I need a hat. Sorry, I'm a hat guy. I need hats. So I was like, all right, if they have like a hat that's specifically only sold on the ship, I want to be there for it. I want to get like a shirt. If they have any stickers or pins, I want to be up on that. So of course I made my way to the merch line when I got on the ship and met up with Janine. And I was so excited to see her. Like, we talk to each other practically every day. And that's another thing. I'll get on, like, the friends bit here in a minute. So, meeting up with Janine and getting to talk to her and catch up. And we're standing there and we're kind of talking. And Shade wandered off. Or he didn't wander off. I was just like, you know, go do your own thing. I'm going to hold it down in merch line. Merch really isn't his bag. We were hanging out and we were talking. More people coming by. We had a pretty good spot in line, maybe like 15, and we were there so early. And the merch doesn't even open until we're like so far away from shore because, you know, for taxes or something along those lines. So I was talking to Janine, and we kind of timed it out, and I was like, "Are we really gonna sit in merch line for 3 hours?" I could totally talk for 3 hours. I love to catch up. I want to discuss things. And I'm like, but we're going to miss seeing Miami disappear into the sunset. We're going to miss, you know, talking and running into other friends. Like, do we really want to spend 3 hours just sitting here for some merch? And that's not to say anything, you know, bad about merch. Like, do we really want to just hang out here to buy stuff? And we kind of sat there for a second, and she was like, no. And I was like, you down? And she's like, I'm down. And we left the merch line. And that was just like such a liberating moment where I was like, no, it's not about this. It's not about having all of the stuff or anything. I was like, it's about the people that I came here to see. People I only get to see every other year if I'm lucky. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And as we made our way, I was like, the best place to kind of watch Miami disappear is from that back deck outside the buffet thing. And forgive me, I don't know the name of it. But as we wandered that way, it was like every few yards or so, we're running into someone and talking to them and catching up. And I'm like, hey, we're going here. Do you want to go here? Like, yeah, let's go there. And by the time we made it to that back deck, we had amassed a small group, like maybe 10 to 15 people, just all headed for the back deck. Let's all just go hang out. And that's where we were. And we stayed there until we watched Miami slip away into the dark, and we were just encompassed by nighttime. And talking and catching up and getting to see all these smiling faces, and just everything felt right. And that set the tone really for the rest of it. Just being surrounded by friends, people that you feel this connection to, that you never really get to see that often. So, sorry, that was long in and of itself. Some other highlights were friends from Canada, again, Janine and her husband, Justin. They brought Reese's from Canada, and we brought Reese's from America, obviously, to compare, because apparently they're, like, made different. And we all just kind of gathered in the cabin one night when there was nothing else going on, and we're eating Reese's. Another highlight was seeing Foxing. When I found out that, you know, this was kind of going to be one of their last hurrahs, it was really important to go see them, because they kill it live. So just me getting choked up watching them perform, that was really cool. The play, I know some people got some bad, like, some reviews and stuff to say in a negative light about the play. I don't care. That was phenomenal. I really liked some of the effects that they used. A lot of the, like, practical costuming and things, the practical effects and the costuming and things like that, I really enjoyed. I think for what it was, that was an amazing play. And I literally screamed when the character of Chase, like, ran and jumped off of Claudio. That was a pretty bomb moment, not gonna lie. That was like, alright, that's it. This is a masterpiece. I don't know what award it needs, but it needs one. Seeing Shade do the belly flop competition as Nasty, which is his wrestling and gaming persona. That was really cool. Hearing everyone, like, chant his name, and then for the rest of the trip, him getting recognized, because generally he's actually pretty chilled out, but he's got that charisma, and I'm glad he could, you know, put it into play here. It was neat seeing other people recognize how cool of a dude he is, and yeah, I really dug that. And, the campfire with Joey Eppert, even though me sitting on the ground, not a great idea. It was still wonderful. Loved everything about the campfire. In fact, I wasn't a huge Hail the Sun fan until I went to the campfire thing. And then I was like, oh, okay, this guy's pretty cool. I like his singing style, so I'm going to go listen to Hail the Sun now. Because, fun fact, I might be a huge Coheed fan, but actually, I don't deep dive on bands hardly ever. The Coheed's like an anomaly for me, so. Alright, and let's see. Play the Poet. Lost my ever-loving mind when Play the Poet came on. That was, because I didn't get to hear it during the tour. I went to Red Rocks and to the Houston show, and they didn't play it. And I felt bamboozled. I felt cheated. I felt betrayed. And my retribution was it being played on the pool deck way better. I'm glad I got to see it there. I screamed the whole time. Wonderful. Shade actually got a picture of me and my face whenever I turned to him, and when I realized it. I will never show that picture to anyone because it is not flattering, but you can see how excited I am, so he likes it. And obviously, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that our wedding ceremony, that was incredibly special. More so because I actually am anxious around crowds and being the center of attention. So we had planned it on a morning when there would be nothing else going on. And I was like, okay, everyone's up late. This is a vacation. Everyone's partying. I don't expect anything from anyone. I figured maybe a handful of people would show up, and I was like, oh, here are the usual suspects, like really good friends that I talk to all the time or had been discussing the wedding with. I did expect like you and Alyssa to be there, just because y'all are sweethearts. Janine, Justin, quite a few others who said that they would be there, and I was like, yes, good. I am excited. It will be like a small ceremony. We can be, it'll be an intimate thing, and we wrote our vows the night before, and on the way down there, I was so nervous. I was like, I don't feel prepared. I didn't get enough sleep, because I was up writing vows, and as we're walking down the hallway, I see like a crowd of people standing to get through that area to the other side. And I was like, oh, there must have been like something going on, or like maybe they saw a couple of people. And as we got closer, and it kind of dawned on me that that the crowd was there for our ceremony, I checked out. I was like, oh no. It took me a minute to process what was going on, and there turned out to be about 50 people present. And it floored me. I was nervous, but I also felt incredibly humbled and grateful for everyone who was there. For a community that feels so special to us, for them to show up for our ceremony, for us to celebrate each other like in that way and celebrate with us. Shade and I, that was our whole thing. We just wanted to celebrate with people we care about. And it meant a lot more than I think I can articulate without crying. So, having that group picture, I've printed it out and I'm going to put it in a frame. And man, my voice was shot too. I did not perform well for you guys, and Shade made everyone cry, including me. He really was the star of the show this trip, and I was so happy to see that. He earned it. Getting all the cards from everyone and having everyone sign our yearbook, getting to give those yearbooks out. Thank you, Devin, for, collaborating with me on the artwork. Just everything about it was so amazing and special, and that was a big highlight for me, and having found like the perfect dragonfly rings for it as well. Yeah, I think those are my highlights. Oh, and of course, this one is a very chill one that had nothing to do with the lineup or anything. I got to have coffee in the atrium, just me and a gaggle of gals. It was myself, Janine, Gina, and Miranda just got to sit down, have coffee, and chat. And that was one of my biggest highlights. So, yeah, those were my highlights from the trip. We didn't get off in Cozumel. We were up late taking care of business, and not in the fun way. The night before we hit Cozumel, we woke up the next day and I was like, I can't do it. Do you want to do it? And he's like, no. And I was like, it's a deserted ship. Let's go to the spa. And we ended up in the spa. We ran into Josh and Tammy, chatted for a little bit, and it was a super chill morning. So I think that's what I liked about this trip. It was flexible and chilled out, and everyone was amazing. Thank you for giving us a chance to reminisce a little bit. I think I really needed this. You're awesome, Devin.
Hello, Goddardam Gazette. Hello, children of the fence. My name is Shade. You might know me as Nasty. I'm just calling in today to talk about my experience on the SS Neverender 3. And wow, where do I even begin? This was the most amazing time, surrounded by some of the most amazing people, and everything from getting to see, obviously, Coheed and Cambria perform some amazing live shows, an insane supporting lineup of some great bands that I love, some great bands I discovered for the first time. The Killing Floors, shout out to them. They, no pun intended, killed it. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The music obviously is what hooks you and brings you in, but it's everything else that really solidifies what an amazing time this was. Winning, yes, I will say I won the belly flop contest. I don't care what anybody else has to say about that. To getting to marry my most amazing partner and love of my life on a ship surrounded by other children of the fence. I love you, Sai, and I wouldn't have been there without you. Getting to ask a question to Claudio during a Q&A, things I never thought I'd be able to do, or experiences I would get to have, traveling to Mexico, traveling just on a big old boat in the ocean. It was the most amazing time, and it really just comes down to the people. These trips, these SS Neverenders are less of a vacation and more of a reunion at this point. Getting to meet up with these people that I have grown to love, it just touches my heart. That's really what it comes down to, is the community, the people, the boat, the music, the events are all nice, but if it wasn't for the people, hell, I don't think any of us would have been there. I love you all, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bring back the belly flop contest, because I need a redemption arc. All right, I love you. Goodbye.
We saw Keonashi again, but this time they were doing the Newlywed Game, which was a lot of fun.
They need to let someone else host that Newlywed Game. That Sixman had not one clue what was happening. That poor Sixman. Next time, please let someone else host it. Devin, Pugsley, someone.
I'll host it. Welcome to the dating game.
See, there we go. Zach, we got options.
Yeah, he comes with the music included. That was pretty good. From the Newlywed Game, though, literally you walk out of Spinnaker and you go right to the pool deck, and you hear the Callistow boys go, "This song's about shotgunning beers." And then they play the song.
They rip.
Then the next song, "This song's about shotgunning beers." And they do that for every single song. And it's so hilarious. No, and then who do they dedicate it to? The Fall of Troy, I think.
And then the Fall of Troy dedicated all their songs to the Callistow boys and shotgunning beers.
The song is for the Callistow boys.
That was great.
And then from there, as much as I love seeing Coheed and Cambria live on stage, I think seeing a Coheed and Cambria live stage show was damn near up there in terms of an actual performance. That was chilling.
It was so good. I ended up going to both shows because I was so blown away the first show. They just really freaking crushed it. I want to be nice.
We were skeptical.
After the previous two Amory experiences on the other cruises, I did not have high hopes. And I was like, oh, we're going to go watch community theater crew, like, butcher this album, these comics. Okay, great. Like, I'm in for a laugh. And then it was so good. I was, like, crying within the first few minutes. And I'm a musical theater kid. Like, that's why I was like, I'm fine with laughing at some, like, you know, not the best actors, because that's me. When I tell you, I hope that they bring this outside of the boat. I hope that they do this again. It was amazing. The director literally told Devin, we were talking to him and, like, a few of the actors, that they listened to the podcast to learn about the freaking characters and, like, the comics and the storyline and just understand what happens. It was so good. I was not even planning to go the second day. I was like, I want to give the opportunity to other people. Like, if it sells out, I don't want to have been, like, selfish and seen it twice. So I waited until it, like, opened, and, like, 10 minutes before, I was like, hey, do you guys have any tickets left? And they were still selling tickets, and so I went I guess we didn't get to that day yet, but I went to the second one too because it was so good. Did you guys see it?
I think I caught the second show.
You know, it was one of those things that it could have been almost like a spoof of the Amory Wars, and that could have been, like, endearing in its own way, but it was people who took the time to, like, understand the source material, and the first performance they had a wrench instead of a hammer, and they changed it for the second performance.
They got like 10 people giving them hammers by the second performance.
Yeah.
But you know that
they're like, you can't do this.
That willingness to adapt and like show the respect to the subject material was really cool. I mean, they made the first scene of the show was them explaining the lore and talking about the 78 planets of Heaven's Fence and how they were all binded by the light energy of the keywork, and they made a triangle out of light beams, and just with the sound cue, it was
oh my god,
even if you just are mildly aware that Coheed has a concept, to see that come to life was 10 out of 10.
They had such a short amount of time. I don't know how long it took to write. But they did a great job, really.
And it was like going to see a Broadway show. We got playbills, we got seats, and it was so cool. That was probably
it really was.
Do it again, please.
It was a super cool experience, all in all.
Coheed,
like,
if you listen to one
because I love
thing
going
say.
to Broadway shows, and granted, this was like the best production of the Amory Wars. It was still cool. It was a cool experience to go and see it and have it play out. And even though it was like supposed to be the good Apollo story, they mixed in songs from other albums and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, as someone who loves the story, and that's what really got me invested in Coheed, because I was like, oh, this music is fun, and then someone was like, oh, there's like books and comics that go along with it, and I was like, sold. So being able to see like that kind of like page to stage situation happen, like not even just like having the music apply, but having the story that you've gotten to read and see in pictures really come to life on stage was just such a cool experience and such a fun way that I feel like Claudio writes very much in that like rock opera kind of situation. So to be able to see that come to life was just like, and I really hope that they recorded it and they release it somewhere and something happens, because I want to watch it again.
Yes.
They also did photo ops after the performance as well, so it was really cool to be up close and personal with the actors and actresses in costume, and to see the level of detail that they had in that as well. It was like, you know, this wasn't just a last minute put together thing where it's just like, okay, we don't know what we're doing. It was, you know, pretty accurate to the comics, and really fiction meeting the real moment.
Yeah.
But now let's hear from Heather, who is going to share their experience on the SS Neverender 3.
Hi, my name is Heather Morse. You'll probably see me post maybe once a year on Discord as Coheed and Mombria. You may also know me as the Friendship Bracelet Girl. I give you like 600 friendship bracelets, all different colors, all different themes, at all different shows on the cruise. Meet me at the altar ones, some Ellis Dooms ones, a ton of Coheed and Prizefighter Inferno. Anyway, I just want to say it was like the best week of my life. I really had such a great time, and yeah, a lot of that was because I was at concerts all the time, but I think a bigger part of that was the community. I have spent so much of my life, I mean, I'm in my 40s now, feeling kind of like a weirdo. I'm always like that extra in the friend group that kind of just gets invited along. No one ever quite understands what I'm joking about or saying or what I'm excited about. I have pink hair. I work in academics, like always standing out a little bit. But here I felt like just one of the group. And it was so wonderful to be together with so many people and not feel like this weirdo that no one understood. And I appreciate you all so much. So thank you.
We also had Joey Eppard play in the Bliss Lounge. Zach, as you said before, Josh came out during this set. The Fall of Troy played their pool deck show, and then Coheed did their second indoor set, and then Hail the Sun closed the night out at Spinnaker.
Yeah, Coheed's second, we obviously only get to see one show, but that second show was crazy. We were still dealing with the winds and stuff, so like the boat was like slamming up against the waves on the front of the ship, and it was
rough.
Maybe someday we'll get calm waters during a Coheed show and see. I don't know, but I feel like every time, because the last cruise we were rocking back and forth constantly, but it was just such a cool experience, being able to be up there and and it's just such a different thing to anything that we get to do on land. So I loved it.
Like seeing Coheed on the boat obviously is kind of like the whole purpose. Besides seeing all the other boat, like all the other bands and stuff, is a super cool added bonus. But like, yeah, that show was rough. But like, being lucky enough to be picked for that show and be up against the stage, you know, be Barricade Boys, it's just like a super cool experience, especially since it's the Good Apollo Neverender. So that really was awesome. But like, seeing how much fun they have, knowing that they're like, granted, the environment might not be the most comfortable because playing on a boat, especially during like waves like that, can't be the most fun. But like, in a spot where they know, okay, these are our fans. It's not like a co-headline tour where they're like, okay, there's some fans that we don't really know. There's some fans that don't really know us. There's some, you know, this, some of that, you know, unknown factors. But like, having the comfortability of like, okay, this is like the most intimate that we're going to get with our fans, essentially, because the theater on the boat, it's not big. It's not like it's a huge theater. It's like smaller than average venue size of what Coheed plays these days. So it's the most intimate they're going to get with their fans. It's all fans, like super fans of theirs, because obviously they spent money to be on this boat to go see Coheed, and just see them have fun. Because like, even during the pool deck shows, which we'll get into for them, you could tell like they're more comfortable than they are for some reason at their own shows, like when they're touring. It's just cool to see, and it's cool to like have the personability with them, because like you see them on stage, and then after the show we go and find them in the casino, and they're all, you know, hanging out in the casino, and it's super cool.
And now we're going to hear from Amanda H., who also goes by Mander5 with 2 R's on social media.
Hi, I'm Amanda. Last year was my first year on the Coheed cruise, and it was definitely one to remember. I never thought I would be so lucky to share such an unbelievable experience with so many amazing people, artists, other supporting bands, new friends, and washy people. Some of my favorite highlights were definitely watching other bands be fans for other bands, meeting so many new friends, and sharing so many handcrafted goodies and trinkets made by so many amazing artists. Seeing Coheed, of course, crowd surfing to Coheed, and even getting to go on stage with one of my favorite bands, which I ended up eating shit along the way, but that's okay. I definitely can't wait for the next one. Thank you, Coheed.
I know you guys did the Amory War show the first day, but Campfire in the Round was at the same time. And I got to catch the Campfire in the Round. That was so cool. Like, I hope that Six Man brings that back on the next cruise, if there is one, because it was just so cool to see, like, songwriters getting to, like, mesh off of each other and getting to perform, like, their own songs with other people, like, blended into it, and just, like, the conversation was fantastic. So I really loved Campfire in the Round. It was one of my favorite things. Joey Eppard was there, so of course, you know, it's gonna be incredible, but it was so fun.
I was sad to have missed that. It sounds really cool.
So, Randy, was it basically just like an acoustic set with the 3 artists, and was like a Q&A portion to it?
So I caught it like halfway through, and it was basically, it was all acoustic, and it was the 3 of them, and they were basically just rotating through different songs between them, and then like talking about the inspiration behind the songs, different types of sound that those songs went through, how they kind of got it down to like an acoustic piece. I don't know if they did any Q&A. I didn't see anything that was Q&A, but it was just like it was a really cool experience to be able to hear songwriters just bouncing things off of each other and talking about their inspiration was a really, and then it being an acoustic set is always such a experience. So
yeah, and then there was also Emery Wars trivia that night, but
yeah,
Coheed was happening at the same time.
Coheed.
And that brings us to our last full day at sea. I personally waited all day for Coheed in Cambria because there were people, when I woke up early to get the cup, there were already people waiting for the show. So I was like, heck. Luckily, our friend Adam came through, and he held my spot while I was able to go for Cafe Shawnee, and then Alyssa and I were switching out all day, and
No, I really just helped you kind of right after Adam. You kind of stayed there for the rest. Oh, I guess a little bit later so that you could get food. But you kind of stayed there the rest of the day, which like it got me to thinking about like the first indoor show. Like, yeah, I kind of messed up my ankle earlier that day, but like I don't really wait up for shows anymore because my body just can't really do that. And so that's why it is really cool for the cruise if, you know, we're lucky enough that our number is pulled that we're able to get a pit spot, and then we're able to be in the pit together, like on the barricade like we used to be. And that's really fun. Because, like, that's a lot on your body all day in the sun. Like,
I am so salty, and I will be salty until the end of the time, that this was the first cruise that I didn't rail for on pool deck, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that people were just out there so much earlier than I was, and I was like, I'm not going to sit here all day if I'm not going to be on the rail, because the rail was full by the time I got there. And then because they changed the schedule, and there wasn't, the previous two cruises, there were bands like every hour on the pool deck, and that was such a cool experience, because you got, if you missed anybody who like you couldn't catch because shows overlapped or whatever, they were probably playing on the pool deck that day, and they didn't do that this cruise. So this was the first cruise that I actually watched the show from the upper deck on deck 13, and that was a really fun experience to kind of be like above everything. But we also had a DSC kind of sort of meetup that happened early in the morning after Run the Deck with Josh. So that kind of pulled me away from being able to be on the rail too. But it was fun to catch up with him and BS and get to see, you know, some of the DSC crew. And I missed Cafe Shawnee because I was doing that instead. But I think it was a good trade-off.
Yeah, I didn't get to ride the pool deck show either because I was with somebody, but I ended up crowd surfing for the first time ever. And lost a shoe, found the shoe, thankfully. Almost lost my pants. Thankfully, those stayed on. But
that almost came out my nose.
Shout out to the guy who crowd surfed with the cheese balls.
Oh, dude.
That dude had the cheese balls the whole cruise. Everywhere he went, he brought that thing of cheese balls. That thing was so beat up by the end of the freaking boat.
How did it still have cheese balls in
Ernie's
it the
wife,
whole time?
Ernie's wife crowd surfed. I was there when she went up. That was fucking a blast.
Fun fact about me, cheese balls are my favorite snack, like junk food snack.
If anyone has your address, you're about to get so many cheese balls.
Hey, listen, typically I turn down gifts like that.
The Costco size basket bin container, whatever you want to call it.
They're expensive. They are expensive. Listen,
your whole pantry is gonna be cheese balls now.
No, that's not good for me. That's really not good for me.
He won't buy them for himself.
No, but I
they're
refuse.
Like expensive too. They're like $7 for one of those jugs.
And they do not cost $7 to make. I know for damn sure those little cheese balls. Okay. Anyway. As Randy was saying, you know, there were some artists that I didn't get to see. And they did have a couple on the pool deck, but, you know, they were few and far between. But I did get to see Illuminati Hotties and Foxing again. And honestly, the vibes are so good on the Coheed cruise that there were people who were there for Foxing and who were there for Illuminati Hotties that I was like, listen, you clearly are you know, you told me you're not waiting all day for Coheed. You're here for this band. Take my spot. I can go grab something to eat, get some lemonade, and then, you know, we'll just switch out. And everyone was really respectful of that, and like, it was.
I loved hearing that.
It's not something that you can do at a regular show. I think, you know, fandoms are wary when it comes to that, but with the Coheed fans, especially on the boat, you know, it was just all about looking out for each other, and it's like trying to make sure everyone has the best experience possible. So like. That's really cool. And like while this is happening, there's also autograph sessions, so people are meeting the bands and having these really personal experiences.
Kanashi was did their third set right before the Coheed show, which was a really really great but emotional set. It was in Magnum's, and our friend passed since the previous cruise, and we had a picture of him and kind of had they had done a moment of screaming for him instead of a moment of silence, which is very on brand. So going from their like 45-minute set or however long it was into an hour and change of Coheed was kind of crazy. But that was a really great set too.
Then yeah, Coheed. I mean, this is like the show that everyone gets to see together because, as Zach was saying, like the theaters are small. You know, it's half the boat goes one show, the other half the other night. But the pool deck is all hands on deck, pun intended. And you know, the set had a lot of familiar staples, but it also had the Color Before the Sun representation with a little song called Atlas.
That was so good. It was so good.
Now, the thing is, right before the boat, Coheed and Cambria released Vaxis Act 3, The Father of Make-Believe New Entities Edition.
This is deeper than that, because if you're gonna play a Color Before the Sun song on a fucking boat, it should have at least one water reference.
Melvin the Mistake, with the lyrics, "Full steam ahead, everybody all aboard."
What? What? You're gonna release this song right before the cruise and you're not gonna play it? Like, I'm sorry. I really liked the songs that they added, but for some people this was their only Coheed show. Like, some people weren't able to get into show 1 or 2. So, like, for their only show to be almost the tour set list was, like, kinda, like, I just wish that there were some other songs. Like, they don't have to be deep, they don't have to be old, but, like, you just released a song saying full steam ahead, everybody all aboard. Please play it.
Just a recap for the set list on the boat. The indoor shows were 2 identical set lists that Coheed played, and it was all of Good Apollo. So from Keeping the Blade to The Willing Well for the final cut, plus The Broken. And then their pool deck set list was Goodbye Sunshine, Shoulders, Atlas, Play the Poet, Into Blindside Sunny. That should have been reversed in my opinion. But anyway.
I agree.
Number City, The Gutter, Searching for Tomorrow, The Flood, A Favor House Atlantic, Liars Club, Running Free, Corner My Confidence, Tethered Together which was an actual... we got an alternate version of Corner My Confidence because the sauce was saucin', and
the sauce was saucin'.
Claudio stopped mid-song to talk to us.
Fun fact, guys. Fun fact. I wrote this song on the last Neverender. And it was kind of different. Actually, I collaborated with Joey a little bit on, like, it was a very different textural song, and that exists in the world. If any of you guys have seen Joey, if not seen Joey, Josh's brother, he's an incredible songwriter, incredible singer. If you haven't, you have to check it out. He's the shit. But we sort of, with Zach, we rearranged it, we made it something else. But somewhere in the world, there's another version of this song. So one day, we'll let you guys hear that. But I just wanted to let you know that this song was written on the last Neverender. So it's kind of cool. I just thought about that as I was playing it. Anyway, I don't know where I'm at. Corner my competition. This song's gonna be different as I end it on this boat. Oh, no. I don't even know what song I'm playing.
And then we got an alternate version of Tethered Together where they were shouting out all of their crew members throughout the entire song, which was hilarious, and like for their last show of the year was really cute.
You know what? I kind of fucked this song up, guys. Where am I here? What is it? What is this song?
Your eyes on me!
This thing, you don't stop it. He was gonna find it.
You're right.
I know.
Now we gotta do the whole intro again?
No, I don't know if I would have because I was playing Liars Club.
Oh, shit.
I got it now. Oh, yeah.
I had faith you would have found it.
Like that?
Really, we have to do the whole intro again?
Of course we do. We could have jammed it up.
I'm gonna talk over it. Yo, we're about to end this motherfucking year. I want to give love to our crew. The fantastic crew that we have. Shetty out there. Tyson. Oh, here it goes.
Your eyes on me, search for things you can't see. Looking to find something better.
And then to end it out, In Keeping Secrets. It's Coheed and Cambria. It's going to be a damn good show. And the complaints that we have are, you know, mostly in jest. But
yeah.
I still had a lot of fun,
yeah.
you know.
It was still the best week of my life.
We're too deep. We have too many opinions.
I'm just gonna stand by Melvin.
Yeah, no, it would have... See, like, it would have been cool to see Melvin, but, like, they were having so much fun that it really didn't matter. And we are just, you know, looking back and being a little picky and having some fun with the discussion. Okay, but...
Alyssa said, actually, I'm 10 toes down standing on business.
Yeah.
Jason and I literally at one point, we were both like, oh my god, are they going to do it? And then they didn't.
But it was, you know, a good balance to Good Apollo, which is a really heavy album, to then have a mix of all the material, you know, some deep cuts in there, stuff that hasn't been played in a really long time. It was like 9 years for Alice or something like that.
So to have those songs come back was really cool. But now, we're going to hear from Link.
I don't know how long this should be, so I'm just going to talk for a while. But that week was the greatest week of my life because I didn't have to explain myself. Coheed is obnoxiously my favorite thing in the world. It was great because everyone understood. Like, no question. Everyone there just knows and understands, and that's why we're here. The music itself, amazing. The story, amazing. Them as individual people and musicians. The artistic integrity is so strong, which is, like, even more confirmed with the Claudio Q&A and the Cafe Chani, which was amazing to hear about Claudio from not Claudio's perspective. It's wonderful. When they did the Good Apollo Neverender, and it was really funny because we were like going to the theater and you had to go through the casino, and Chandra is at like a poker table or some shit, and Claudio is just like standing behind her all shy because he's just a shy little guy. They did that final day pool deck show. It was just an ocean of people. It's like I was fighting for my life, and I finally managed to like talk myself into crowd surfing, but it was during the ending of In Keeping Secrets, which I didn't last on because fucking everyone was doing it. So I went like 10 feet forward, and then I just like dove back, like head first backwards into the ground real gently. I'm just like on my head, slowly curling up onto my back, and I had to stand up. Dude, my dad was like with me, and then he like crowd surfed away during whatever song, went to the very back of the thing. It was like we started from back here, and then the guy he said that to was like, oh yeah, and then he just like rode the whole crowd and landed pretty much directly next to me. We were both like, well, I guess we'll see each other after the set. But no, he came back like 2 minutes later. He fucking floated over everyone, landed right next to me, had to sneak by like 2 people. He's like, hey man, like what? There was also the communal burger. I don't know. Apparently there was a burger being passed around. It was like, take a bite, pass it around. I'm like, I mean, I did. No one else wanted it. The guy that gave it to me was like, okay. And then we just put it on the ground. It was like half a burger, and I probably shouldn't have eaten any of it. I would have eaten the rest of it. I gotta be so real. And then there was, I don't remember what day it was. There was that acoustic Neverender set where they had people play. And I got to play feathers. Because I wanted to do the crowing, because the crowing has, like, how would you play the crowing on a cajon that has 2 sounds? But someone already did the crowing. I'm like, okay, what else has, like, the most ridiculous not playable drum part? I'm like, oh, wait. Like, trying to do that on a cajon? That's hilarious. I was up there, and I've, like, played shows. But in this context, I don't think I've ever been more nervous in my life. But also, it was, like, fulfilling this dream, this, like, dumbass fantasy that I've had of just, like, having there be a band, and then I just, like, take the place of the drummer. That's pretty much what happened. The Good Apollo Neverender, just so many dreams were fulfilled within, like, 5 days. And so, like, so many things that I didn't even think of that were just as insane. It was that last Neverender set in Magnums. I thought, like, yeah, it's playing Coheed songs, but it's not them, so I don't know. But then I watched them, like, do a full actual set. It's like, holy shit, this is just as good. This is just more Coheed. Like, oh yeah, and that was also after the, like, prom night thing, so I'm, like, still in my nice clothes, mostly intact. Me and my dad got all, like, dripped out in nice clothes. I'm like, I don't know, is anyone actually going to do this? So it's like, there's people that just wore whatever. There's people that did dress up like it was prom. And then there were just, like, fucking cosplayers. Like, the Knight from Hollow Knight was just in the crowd. Like, I saw Spampton from Deltarune. And it was after that last Coheed set where it's, like, the ocean of people. I was fucking exhausted. And me and my dad go to get some water. I turn around, fucking Anthony Green is the only other person in line. And I'm already awkward as fuck. I don't know what to do. So I just kind of stare at him for a second. And I'm just like, whoa. And then with his beautiful, beautiful eyes, just, like, hits this wink. And I'm... my dumbass just, like, giggles. And turns away. But it was that last day. It was like 4 a.m, and I just am hanging out, being all dramatic. That feeling of just one last moment, looking back on this, like, 5 days of just so much joy and peace. But that feeling of the next morning when we all get off and we're back in the U.S., dude, you could, like, finally turn your internet back on and get, like, a week's worth of fucking notifications. Then I realized that having no internet was kind of part of how amazing this was. So it was just me and the fucking children of the fence, bro. It was heavenly. And I need to stop talking now.
You know, as much as it was packed on that pool deck for Coheed, I've never seen the pool deck more packed than the following show, which was Hail the Sun and Puddle's Pity Party's Amory High Prom. That was nuts.
That was Donnie singing Chapel Roan. 10 stars. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. I need it again.
Who has the full video of that? Where is it?
Call me the weekend because I am sat. All right.
That took me a second.
Hang on, my phone's hanging up again.
No, that whole set was incredible. Hale did a fantastic job. Puddles did a fantastic job. Just, oh man, that was so fun.
And everybody got dressed up, and you know, even though I think we changed out of our outfits relatively quickly. I mean,
no one changed faster than I did.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
I was in floral shorts and shirts prom, the whole time.
Randy goes, not even midway. We took our one picture, and Randy goes, okay, I'm gonna go.
I have to take this
change out of this now. And I said, she was like, you're gonna be right here, and I'm gonna be right here. And literally, like, 6 minutes later, Randy was back and comfy as ever.
I am 0 for 3 on choosing good prom outfits, so fingers crossed on the next one I actually choose something that I actually want to wear, because I'm not doing great, you know? Overstimulation.
I'm gonna show up in a floral tuxedo.
Mine was sparkles, so
please
it was like
do.
scratchy. Yes, 1,000%, please.
Your dress was so pretty though, Alyssa.
I got it as like a backup for our wedding, and I didn't end up wearing it because it was like really cheap and I really liked it, and I needed to alter it. I like have minor sewing knowledge, like I don't actually know. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just take it in this much, and I am so proud of myself. I actually did decent at taking it in. I'm like, I was really shocked, so.
It looks so good. You both looked so good.
We all did, guys.
We did. Look at us. A bunch of stunners.
Children of the fancy say what?
Would you just look at us? Would you just look at us?
Literally the whole boat. I was taking pictures with just like random people. I was like, oh my god, you guys look great. Let's take a picture.
Let's hear from Amanda G., also known as the Amandalorian.
So, to share about my experience on SS Neverender 3, I was on the second SS Neverender. I did not make it to the first one. The second one was amazing, but it was my first time on a cruise, and I didn't really know a lot of people then. I was still like, I'd known about Coheed since like 2005 when I first heard them, but I didn't really deep dive into the lore and everything and the connections until like 4 years ago. So I became like a really fast super fan, because once I got the lore connected with the music, for me it hit different. Like, I always thought it was good. When I first heard Welcome Home's the first song of Coheed's I ever heard. When I first heard it, I literally got on a bus to a Virgin record store and went and bought the album. That's how old I am. No, but so the SS Neverender 2 was awesome. You know, I had a great time. I unfortunately got super seasick on that one. But what was different about SS Neverender 3 for me is that being on the one before that, I had met a bunch of people and cultivated these friendships with people online for 2 years in between, you know? And so I had already made some friends with some of the Coheed community online, but, you know, I made a lot of friendships online with people, and then I got to see these people in real life for the cruise, and it was just so amazing, just the energy, the kindness, the community, all together on a boat, all celebrating one of our favorite fucking things. And just, it was fantastic. It was, for me, I had recently gone through a lot of really hard things in my life. And so it was very healing to be on that boat with all of my friends, my family, and just have an amazing fucking time. I was just so happy to see so many faces that I knew, that I'd been interacting with online, you know, sending Christmas cards out to people, you know, just like having these relationships online that I actually got to just flesh out and do things with in real life and just have a blast. And I personally have had very few experiences with Children of the Fence that are bad. There's a few bad apples in every group, but overall, I think our community is amazing. And for me, that's what really made the Neverender beyond amazing, was just the people. Of course, Coheed always crushes it, but being around everybody and enjoying it all together was so fun. And I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait to see everybody again. Yeah.
And then that took us to the last Neverender set, and you know, it's such a bittersweet moment to like be, because it's so like, oh, like we did it, we made it to the end of this boat, but then it's like, damn, it's over.
Honestly, that last show tore it down. That's when people were climbing up on the balconies,
Shit was
going
crazy.
all bananas. And, like, different people from the different bands were showing up. Like, I think Casey from The Deer Hunter was there for a minute, and like a bunch of other people rolled through at some point. But man, they went crazy, especially when the boys played Gravity's Union. When they played Gravity's Union, everyone was like, "Oh shit!" And it was a freaking mess.
And then, Zach, I know this was your first cruise, but it happens every cruise.
Oh.
The complete, total, and utter disassembly of everything that Sixman had put on the boat that was Coheed related.
Oh my god.
People were tearing down the walls.
Someone literally gave us a piece of the wall in the elevator. They were like, "Here, do you want this wall?" And we were like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, we just got this. They were gonna throw this wall away, so we just took all the wall."
A part of the ship was they kind of recreated Ryder's house. So there was a typewriter. There were pill bottles filled with Mike and Ike's. There was a bunch of crumpled up.
I ate all of them.
We know.
That's how we know they were Mike and Ike's. There was crumpled up pieces of like the Amory Wars and some of the Ryder's typewriter stuff. It was really cool, like themed stuff. But a part of that were these large, almost foam core walls. They were like the hard plastic foam, I guess. And yeah, someone was just like, "Hey, we have these two connecting pieces. We're gonna just hand them out to people." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So I got the piece that has the digits of pi, and as a teacher, I thought that was really, really fitting. After the boat, however, my school district decided that I should no longer be a teacher with them because
They approved your time off in July, and then we're like, "Oh my god, you actually wanted to take that time off?" Nah.
JK.
But it works out because we're recording this a couple days before Pi Day, and I am still a teacher at a new job that I love so much more, that pays a little bit more, and I don't know, everything ended up working out.
It's more like what
you're
you
a hot
want.
commodity, so
It's more what you want to like do. You're more like your other job. They were in your class as like a punishment. In your new job, it's more like you're helping kids that like just need someone to care about them. They didn't like that you weren't like mean enough to the kids, and I think that's why they took the excuse of your vacation to, because it's an at-will state.
Regardless, I'm going to take the time to blame all of this on Thursday.
That's literally what we
Once
said.
again,
It's the sacrifice.
Thursday's
He had to lose his job to see Thursday. Like, that's the only...
It's all Thursday's fault. It's all Devin's fault for wanting to see Thursday.
Yep. So, but
Devin.
tomorrow I'm celebrating Pi Day with my students.
But you got 3 shows on the boat. You just lost your job for it. But it worked out.
Yeah. But with all of that being said, Zach, this was your first SS Neverender, first cruise experience. Overall, what were some of the things that you really liked? What were some things that you thought could be improved on? And what was your favorite memory from the boat?
I hated it. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
No, it was a great experience overall. Like, honestly, like Six-Man being a little bit more forthcoming about certain merch drops, like the cups and stuff, probably would have been like more welcome. All in all, I think the scheduling and stuff is done well. The bands played well. You know, all in all, I think it was a pretty cool experience. I don't really know how I would do it because in my frame of mind and my event planning experience, I don't have an event planning side of like something like this. But just cool experience, you know. So right by Magnum's, they had that whole setup they were talking about with the walls and the phone book, or not the phone books, the typewriter and the pill bottles and everything like that. I guess on the other boats that would have been like the Faint of Hearts lounge or something like that they had set up. It could have been a little bit more immersive, where like instead of doing it where they did it, they could have picked like a certain space that was like just that and made it like a really like fully enveloping experience where like you walk in there and the whole room is just dedicated to that. That would have been something cool. Like you walk in there and it's like stepping into the comics. But all in all, I think it was great. There's nothing much else that I could really change or do different because I had such a great experience on the boat, both with the person I met and the people that I spent the time with. And, you know, honestly, the only thing I would change is just have a more diverse lineup, I guess, just because, like, not all the bands work for me, but I'm certain, like, you know, I caught a set of, not a whole set, but I caught a few songs or performances from every band just about. But, you know, it would have been cool to see, like, a little bit, like, throw something completely out of left field on there. Like, Puddles was something like that, which is cool. Like, but
like
have a band that, like, sorry, what? Like, Upgrade, yeah, Upgrade, but I wasn't on the cruise where Upgrade played.
Grandson,
to see, yeah. But having something cool like that, or like maybe next cruise, you know, I know that Weird Science is retired and Davenport is retired, but like do something where like all the side projects play like a little bit, maybe like a superset. Do like a superset where it's just like, okay, we're gonna do like a powwow of like 45 minutes an hour, where like each side project plays like 2 songs or something, 3 songs, and then just blast through it, and that'd be something cool.
That'd be fun.
But, yeah, right. Like that, I think that could be something that would be super cool. But all in all, I wouldn't change a thing.
Are you gonna do it again?
Yes.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, Claudio dropped that announcement at the end of their set on the pool deck that, okay, this won't be the last cruise. We're gonna do another one. But we'll see what happens with it, if it actually comes to fruition, or how it ends up looking, because I know I see some chatter online of people talking about, oh, maybe they do a resort one this time. And it'd be cool to see, because when they put out the poll for the first cruise, like, would you rather a cruise or a land, you know, like a resort thing, I voted resort. I was like, resort, let's go. So it'd be cool to see that, but I think I would do it again. I would just have to see where I'm at in life, I guess.
The last time I asked you, the answer was no, so that's why I was curious what the most recent answer was.
It changes day to day.
Now, let's hear from Ashley.
The SS Neverender, man, what can we say about it? It's an experience unlike anything other. There, you see people that feel like family when you've never even met them before. You turn a corner and everyone is smiling. The staff even is there and happy to interact with you, even when they're reminding you to wash your hands. Washy, for those who know. The bacon trough also is a favorite. Every day, always having bacon available at any level of crispiness. Don't think you can beat that anywhere. But the people. It's the people that keep me coming back. My friends, now turned family. We really are one among the fence.
And now, Randy, you actually work in the cruise industry, which is another reason, aside from being one of our best friends, we wanted you on this episode. But, you know, having that layer of insight, you know, how did you feel about this cruise? And how did you feel about the other 2 cruises?
I think that I have a lot of opinions. And I'm also like a very customer service minded person, and I feel like the first cruise was so unique in that none of us knew what to expect. Six Man didn't know what to expect. Coheed didn't know what to expect, and that first cruise will really stand out as its own kind of entity in the experience of all of this. But I do feel like as time has gone on, specific to Six Man, like, things have become a bit more of a money grab. I think that we've seen that with them doing the bar on the second cruise. That was all additional charging, and now we're hearing rumors about changes that are being made if there's a future cruise, that things that are currently included are going to be extra. And that's nothing against the Six Man staff that's on board. All of the Six Man staff that I think that we've run into and dealt with have been amazing. They're all great on board. I think it's more to do with their leadership. I think that their emails could use some work. As someone who, my job literally is digital guest communications, I send those emails. It's not a great customer experience, but they try their best to kind of make it an all-around great experience no matter what else is going on. I have to commend them for that, because I know that we're a lot and we're a much different experience than any of the other cruises that they do. So yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. I like NCL. NCL is a fantastic cruise line. They're not who I work for the record, but I do like NCL. I think NCL in general does a great job with customer service, and Six Man's kind of a part of them. So I would hope to see some of that customer service bleed through into the Six Man shoreside crew, but that's my thoughts and feelings on that.
And for our last guest submission, we have Mike P.
What's up, Devin? Goddard Dame Gazette. It's Mike from Ohio here, and want to talk about, I'm in like Coheed part of my bar, so you check it out, you know. Anyways, the SS Neverender 2025, incredible. It was my second time on the boat, and it's just the best place to be. I've missed it every day since, and you guys probably want to hear like my highlights or whatever, so I'm going to get into that. Number one, the Neverenders themselves. The acoustic sets up on the pool deck, just the best. Sang till I couldn't sing no more, till I was hoarse. Just loved it. They are such a treat. They're so fun, so interactive, and all their shows. The indoor shows with the electric set, those are great too. All of it was good. They were my number one highlight. We would walk around, me and my crew, Jill and Rachel. Inside joke, it's fine. We would walk around waiting all days, like, we're Neverenders. We gotta be at the Neverenders. So, that's our number one. What a show. What a time. Obviously, Coheed, getting to see Good Apollo in its entirety, phenomenal. That was something I really wanted to see sometime in my life, and I got to. And the pool deck show with that jam sesh, like, I need more jam sesh Coheed in my life. Claude, let's get a little bit of a buzz out there, buddy, because you loosen up a lot, and let's go. Let's jam. Loved it. Beyond that, I mean, so many great things. LS Dunes was cool. Puddles was interesting. I was, you know, I want to see that, but my number three is the Killing Floors. Never heard of those guys before. Standing in the merch line, they're playing down there in Magnums, and I'm like, all right, I dig this. Some surf rock shit. Like, it's cool. Sorry, I don't know if I can cuss. Anyways, it was cool. And got to know those guys a little bit, hanging out on the pool, hanging out on the pool deck, hanging out all over the boat, killing beers with them. They were cool dudes, and they were real personable and very down to earth. But that's all these artists that are on the boat are just good people. And it's always cool seeing, like, the boys just, like, bopping around or hanging out. And I just gotta say about, like, the community, and I think that's why it's so easy for all these guys to be so chill. The community is like the best community. There's no greater people I'd rather hang with in my life. You always run into somebody you know. I have made so many friends in the Coheed community, and they mean so much to me, and I miss it. Like, I just want to be on that boat forever. I'm waiting patiently, not patiently, I'm waiting impatiently for SS Neverender 4, and let's hope they do it. I've been hearing through the tea leaves, you know, reading the tea leaves through the grapevine that we're gonna have another cruise, and so I really hope we do. I'm so excited. No better people, no better band, and just the chillest, best time. You come off that boat, honestly, I mean, coming back to reality can be tough. It hangs with you for a while. And then talking about it now just makes me miss it that much more. But I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my experience there. Neverenders and Killing Floors, great crew, great people, awesome shows throughout. I know there's so many bands, and it's just the best experience. And I'll keep it short and sweet there. The best experience if you're a Coheed fan and you're not on this cruise, you're missing out. If you've never done one, you gotta do one. Just an absolute pleasure. One of the greatest joys in my life is that cruise with all you people. So, with that being said, Take care, and much love. Peace.
How about you?
I would obviously go again. I really love being on the boat. I feel like it's just a different type of energy. I like purposely don't get the service so that I can't really communicate with anyone, can't tell what's happening in the outside world.
Yep.
I feel like my biggest like complaint per se for this one, I agree with Randy, the like prep stuff, it just wasn't up to previous years as well, and so if this was your first cruise, we Zach and our friend Adam, who had never been on a trip ever, we really had to help kind of be like, okay, you need to be here at this time, you need to would be that I just wish there were maybe a couple more deep cuts on the set list, but honestly the rest I feel like I really like that they took our criticism of prom being on the pool deck, because we have not been able to enjoy prom in previous years. We just haven't really gone or left early. So I was really, really happy with that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. Do I have anything else? I'm so tired. It's 10:15.
So one thing that I just thought of that would be cool for the pool deck show that I would change is make it a fan voted set list.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that would be so cool.
And not only just that, make it vote for songs from each album that you want represented, and the set list would go through each album. That would be cool to do for the pool deck show. It's like, okay, we're going to play at least one song from every album, and it's going to be the most voted for song from each album. And the meme of Elf Tower, New Mexico being voted as the second stage song would be so freaking perfect. But yeah, just doing that, and even if it's just a song from each album, or two songs or whatever, however long of a set they want to play, that would be cool for the deck show. And the Neverender show, because obviously the next one would be No World Neverender. So the indoor shows would be the No World, and then the deck show is the fan voted set, and that's the set list they play. That would be cool. That would be something that I would really like to see.
That would be cool. I think for me, from a non-professional side of things, I don't go for the bands that are on the boat. It's never been, in the last 3 cruises, what has gotten me on board. It's purely just a fucking bunch of COTF in one place that I don't get to see regularly because we're from everywhere. And it's nice to, like Alyssa said, unplug and just hang with my dudes for a week.
I'm a perpetual thinker of things related to the Coheed world, and I have it planned out, guys. You fucking ready for this?
I'm so ready.
Plot.
Next cruise. No boat for tomorrow. Then, Year of the Black Seas. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
They said we'll do it, but we'll see.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, you know. But
especially because listen, we're in an ideal situation. This will happen. So we're ignoring the state of the world. But from a technical aspect, they're outside of their 3 cruise contract, so they can go cruise to cruise now. And I feel like that's a lot less daunting than being locked into 3. So I feel like until the guys decide they don't want to do it anymore, I think it's happening.
That sounds good to me. I mean, at the end of the day, the words escape me to describe how it is to be on these boats.
The cruises have quite literally changed my life, and you guys on the call understand to the full extent of that. But they've quite literally changed my life. I wouldn't want to trade them for anything else. But having that experience every 2 years, it's the best.
And I like you said before, I think the first one is always going to be special because we just got over the world being shut down, and coming back to that in full swing was phenomenal. But I think this most recent one was my favorite of the three.
Same.
And I think a large part of that
Agree.
has to do with the Amory Wars experience, and that goes even deeper into just like having a team of people that care so deeply about the thing that you also care so deeply about, working on the thing you care so deeply about, and that mutual respect of everything that Coheed stands for across the board, you know, all the bands, and all the fans, everyone just having respect for each other and like looking out for each other and taking care of each other. Just that whole vibe is so needed, especially right now. And it was really cool to get that with some of the best music. I mean, my three favorite bands in the entire world were on there. I can't, and my best friends, like I cannot complain. I really truly don't have any negatives to say. You know, the small little quips here and there are exactly that, just small little things. I mean, in the grand picture, it was truly a phenomenal experience. And if you have not been on the Coheed cruise, I highly suggest, if you made it this far in the podcast, you're clearly into learning about the experience or reliving it yourself. And if they do another one, please join us. We'd love to say hi. And if you're a friend who's listening to this podcast, you already know we're going to be kicking it again. But with all of that being said, this has been another episode of the Goddardam Gazette. I'm Devin.
I'm Randy.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Alyssa.
Over and out, Connecticut. We'll see you next time. Besos.
My dudes.
You know,
my dudes.
I'm a.
Now I want to do truck commercial voice.
Oh my god.
That's what it's like to drive a Ford F-150.
That's crazy.
Zach is auditioning for your commercials now, Devin, in case you want to market.
Hell yeah, brother.
So. I don't remember if you guys were there for the start of the live show or if you've ever listened to an episode of this podcast, but I start each one the same and I kind of end it the same. So I will do the little intro and then I'll toss it out to y'all. So it'll be Randy, Zach, Alyssa, and then we'll go from there.
Alright, I'm pulling up the schedule so I can be somewhat prepared.
Yeah, Adam texted me.
Devin just crossed out Adam's name on the paper.
Yeah, he removed it from the group chat too.
I saw that.
Everyone's dropping like flies.
They flies.
Adam didn't want to hear about Block Island for 45 minutes.
I guess Sean wasn't here to help take him to Block Island, so he didn't want to be here.
Yeah. All right, and then I guess in the meantime, I think that's I think okay.
What do you mean in the meantime?
Not in the meantime. I didn't know what I was saying.
Oh.
All right.
I didn't know you were a Space Hog song.
This is going to take us 3 hours.
That's the best part.
Does it pop up down there? No, okay. We did it. Oh my god, we did it.
Chat.
We did it.
Crushed it intro. Hell yeah, brother.
So,
what is your name?
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I suddenly remember no Coheed songs.
My life.
Wait, is this my first time?
This is your first time on this podcast.
Yay!
Aww,
Yeah.
baby's
On
first Goddardam.
Maybe her last.
First and last appearance on.
Oh, not my choice. Not my choice. She might just be over this, but we'll see. We'll see if we'll make it if you
tomorrow.
believe.
The divorce.
So
Alyssa and I'll get married then.
Hell yeah.
Well,
me and Devin could get married. It'll be fun.
That was really, damn it. You know what? You foiled my plan. Oh, actually, I need those papers.
Oh my god, it's pouring.
I hear it. That's loud.
It literally just started slamming into the window. That was crazy. So yeah.
That's that rain down there.
That's Florida.
So I am bad at picking anything, you guys. So.
Well, you picked me.
I did.
Good job.
Did she though?
Yes. Yeah.
Damn, boy.
We're being chased by the Somali virus.
Not the deep cut inside jokes for the podcast.
They were tracking us off the coast.
We were hiding off the coast of Block Island, but we were secretly in Cozumel, Mexico.
Oh, Cozumel.
What's
Take
the
me
intro
back.
to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Where's Adam?
I know.
What was the intro to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? We were 30 miles outside of the city. The bats were coming.
If I'm wrong, edit it out.
Wow, I like how you're bossing future me around.
Yeah, it's fine. And if I'm right, edit this part of editing it out.
I'm gonna have so much editing to do.
Future Devin, do no editing.
Wait. Let me go back. See,
check.
this is why we have the Goddardam Gazette social media pages, because you can go back in the archives and any news relating to Coheed and Cambria, we've probably posted about it. So make sure you're following us on your socials. Make sure you're following us on our socials.
No, you were right.
Okay.
No, follow us on your
I'll have
socials.
to edit that out then too, dang.
Okay, well, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, because the last night was the new album. But for that...
Where'd he go?
Oh my gosh.
He's having connection issues. He texted me. Welcome back, Jack.
Technical difficulties. Why is my headphones not hooking up?
Just a recap for the set list.
I told you were having sound issues.
They swam to Block Island and then met us back halfway through the ocean.
This is gonna be fun to edit.
Please take that out.
Sorry, Dad.
So
we did bully them into playing shoulders for the longest time, so
yeah, I know, and now I'm good.
It's too much.
I'm not. That riff is
disgusting.
It's so good.
And then
well,
they released the key
entities. What's the difference between alligators and crocodiles?
No, Sean still hates me to this day for that. Sorry, Alyssa.
He hates both of us for that. So coming back from the beach, me and Randy were schooling Sean on the difference because he asked what's the difference between alligators and crocodiles, and instead of giving him the answer he wanted,
okay, wait, hold on. I asked Sean what answer he wanted, okay, and he told me the serious one. So I gave him the actual difference between alligators and crocodiles. He did not like that answer, so Zach backed me up. Screw you, Sean.
But after a while, or he wanted you see them later after a while, or whatever the hell the phrase. That's what he wanted, and we were both just like, no, gators have a more rounded face, crocodiles have a more pointed face, and the scale type. And Sean was just like, I'm very disappointed and hateful of you.
And then
me and Randy just started talking about owls.
Oh my god, you and your fucking owls.
Who?
Sorry, we got sidetracked. Zach likes owls.
Who?
Drives me crazy. I hate you all. I was going to owls the other day, and I blamed Zach for it, even though he's literally on the other side of the country.
He literally sent me a text like, "Stop sending your agents after me" or something like that. I was like, "What?" And she sent me a picture of an owl.
Slick. For the record, my neighborhood.
That's stalking her.
my neighborhood is full of burrowing owls. Like, there are at least 8 nests of burrowing owls in my neighborhood. So, yes, Jack's spies infiltrating my home.
But anyway, please, Devin, go
Sorry.
back to what you were saying before we went off on this tangent.
Not to...
Bye, Zach.
Zach's like, fuck that guy.